Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back and some of you for the first time to the Full Sport Press Podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. Before we get started, I am J.O.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What it do?
What's like in the building? Say what's up, Count.
What's happening? How's everybody doing?
Good. Found out today that I'm the only person that ain't got a haircut. Coaching went and got an edge up. Weezy done had about 10 haircuts. Jeff had a couple of his damn self. And me.
Just out here living, huh?
Yeah, I'm still holding the team down. It's all good.
Man, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Heard you.
Got whiskers and shit on my ears. I couldn't
Dang.
do it. Couldn't do it.
Dang. And y'all are the reason.
Damn, that ball looks trippy.
That's a lie.
That's not
a lie.
That ain't true.
That is a lie.
Nah, that's not true.
That's
Good
a lie.
pass. Good pass.
I can tell you the reason why we're still in the house.
You're right.
On episode 340, we are analyzing the biggest what-ifs in NBA history, man.
FSP style.
Always FSP style.
Better damn know it.
Better damn believe.
Let's kick it off, man. Best of the week, Coach Locke. What you got?
My best of the week is seeing everybody get out and vote early, man. It's a really good push. You're seeing everybody showing their stickers left and right. Everybody exercising their right to vote, man. So that's good. No matter
Hit the corner,
what
bro.
you vote, just exercise your
bad.
right. I ain't telling you who I wouldn't vote for, who I
Right.
would, but I'm just glad to see people out voting.
They're struggling out the gate with the three-point
Sure.
attempts. I like
Weezy,
it.
what you got? Best of the week, buddy.
We can't
Best week for
continue.
me
We
was
can't rely on them to
hometown
keep
doing
missing
Mookie
those
Betts,
open
man.
threes, though.
His World Series performance, he on the roll right now, man. Stole a couple bases, hit a home run already. His glove was going crazy. Shout out to Mookie Betts, man, putting out for the city.
615, man. Shout out to Mookie. Jeff, what you got? Best of the week.
Yeah, FSU, man. Upset. Number 5 North Carolina Tar Heels. I mean, signature win. You know, not haven't looked good all season. First game, we tried our best to lose it, Coach. We tried our best to lose that game in the second half.
Yes, we did.
But we got the W. That's all that matters, man.
Got us a quarterback of the future.
Of the future. He got to take his lumps this year for all, but future.
Heard you as well. My best of the week is Dez Bryant, man. After being out 2 years, Achilles game. My brother.
Boss is guarded by an
landed on the
AI
Ravens
player.
practice squad. This is the first time somebody's landed on a team after
Oh,
a
let's
2-year
go,
layoff since me and Jeff
baller.
started Josh Gordon. So shout out to Dez.
Damn.
Big deal for sure. Hey,
I'm
we can
glad
cut
we
the
ever
TV off.
squatted up, bro.
My TV's not on.
Oh, he hit so many threes.
And then we
All
want
right.
to show the
Now that
TV.
he made one, I gotta guard him.
Right.
Not on.
Now that he made one, I'm gonna have to. Oh
Just looking
no!
around. Oh, you
That was
heard that
sloppy.
rain, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm
I
getting
know, me too. I just heard
sloppy.
that shit too. All right, my bad. I apologize.
Oh,
Heard you.
what did
All
I
right.
do? What have I done?
Worst of the week, man. Right back to you, Weezy. What you got? What's your worst of the week, buddy?
Most of the week for me was man, the Miami Dolphins and Fitzpatrick, man. I'm on the side with Fitzpatrick a little bit. Like, you know, why do you bench me right now? We done won 2 games in a row. He beat the 49ers. Won 2 games in a row. And,
Hey,
and
thanks for tuning back in.
They're number 1. They're 1 game out of first place in that division.
Let's go.
And I don't understand, why you bench him right now. If he
Oh
won
no!
2
How
games.
about?
I just don't understand that.
Dude's
And I
fast.
know it's a bye week coming up. I don't get it.
You
Good luck
said it.
to her.
It's hard for me to
They
stay in front of
one
this
game
dude.
out of
This
the
dude's
first
hella
place. They
fast.
didn't want that this quick. No.
Fast as
they
fast.
want to get another pick in Miami.
GG, is that you?
For sure. You want to
Well,
learn.
Tua's first game was against the Rams, so good luck. Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Good luck.
He'll be fine.
Oh, that was
We'll
deep.
be fine. Coach Locke, what you got, man? Worst of the week.
Back.
Man, my worst of the week is sneakers, man.
Oh, you got it, boss. You
Early
got it.
access went out for 2 different shoes. No access for neither. Neither one of them.
Uh-oh.
Just come on, man. Let me get off the schneid. It's time. It's time for you too, brother. Don't get me wrong. It's time. It ain't just me. It's time, man. It's time.
Maybe one day.
Jeff, what you got, man? Worst of the week.
My Bills, man. Monday night,
Good shit,
Monday
man.
afternoon
Nice.
football, Monday evening football. It wasn't really Monday
Shooting
night.
with the green releases.
I don't know, man. We had a bad week. We had a Tuesday
help,
night
it help.
game. Got derailed by the Titans. Then we go against the Chiefs and get bum rushed again. So gotta take our lumps. Got the Jets this week. I hope we can get a win against the Jets, because if not, man, we are in trouble.
That's a big point spread too. I ain't touching that one. My worst of the week is ABC and Shonda Rhimes. A report came out that Shonda Rhimes,
Holy
after damn
fuck.
near
Oh, I still got
single-handedly
that,
carrying
baby.
ABC for 15 years, was told, "Don't you have enough?" End quote, by a high-ranking executive when she asked for, listen to this,
That would have been
a
disgusting
ticket
right
to
on his
Disney
head.
World. So she hung up the phone and demanded a release from ABC.
Oh,
She now
good
works for
D.
Netflix and has 12 shows ready to be introduced
Damn,
over
my
the
dude
next
is on one this
year.
game.
She kept the lights on at ABC, man.
The
Great
lights.
Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, just to name a few. Stay
Uh-oh.
classy, ABC.
That's not what we want to see.
Network. 30
I
games
can't
on
believe
networks.
That's what we want to see. Oh,
ticket,
no, you
dog.
fucked it up. It was probably the lag. I'm sure it was the lag.
You should.
You on mute, coach.
One ticket to Disney World, man. One.
That's your star player, dog. You gotta take care of your star player.
You keep your star player happy. But and
For
she,
sure.
like you said, Jack, she kept the
You don't
lights
want
on.
Kept
zero
the lights on 15
problems,
years,
big fella.
dog.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Easy candidate for yellow box, but we keep it with sports for sure.
That darn hospital show been on for damn near 20 years, man.
Grey's Anatomy.
Man,
Yeah.
And like,
that's all
yeah, like she asked for
we need.
a percentage of the
That's
stake
all.
in
That's
ABC
all.
or something.
You just want to sacrifice.
Let me spin you up, dog.
That's it.
Ooh.
That's it. And make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, IG, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP.
Yes.
When you do that, just search Full Sport Press Podcast.
Let's go.
When you get
Crunch
to doing
time,
that,
baby.
Make sure you check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown and Spike Lee every Wednesday. Their latest issue is up, the Benny the Butcher album review
Crunch time,
episode.
baby.
Have you guys listened to that album yet?
So,
Oh,
Constantly,
album.
coach. Constantly listen to
oh,
that.
good hustle, baby. Good hustle.
is it the best album of 2020, Jeff?
It's top 3.
It's top three. For
It's
sure.
top 3.
You know
Oh,
what
that
number one? You
3-point
know what's
line.
still number one?
Let's see what you gonna say.
Oh,
Nasir Jones.
He went to the AI
Yeah.
player.
It's to me. It's them. It's yeah.
Nasir
Who-
Jones has a hit record right now. If we were out in the streets,
That
like,
would be popping.
that would be a bro. That would be
You
everywhere.
don't have to get a 3.
That's crazy too, by the way.
Yes.
Who's Ben the Butcher Jones?
Here. Let's go.
Wow.
Good job working it
Move
inside.
right along
Good
to Fresher Than
pass.
Your
Oh,
Average
no,
podcast.
what the
It's
fuck?
featuring myself and my dog Animal
What
Brown.
the
It's a self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving
Bro, I couldn't.
everyday
After that
fashion.
dunk animation,
We have a new
I was stuck,
FTYA
man. He was
Friday
gonna get
up
out.
right now, analyzing copper drops for the week's biggest sneaker releases. Pull
Ugly
up
ass
on us
boy.
on the IG page. It's also available via YouTube with some special
I hope to
surprises.
God that wasn't your
within that.
face scan.
Wear your kicks, cop responsibly. While you cop responsibly, support us, man. Support FSP on the Realville Family Patreon page. You can support the team right now as you listen to this podcast. Patreon features Full Sport Press on Deck TV, Fresher Than Your Average. It is available in the link tree in the IG page, man. Patreon.com, man. Support the team. Support the real. We're here, man. A lot of surprises on there for sure.
I don't know what Ben the Butcher Jones is.
Jeff, do you have 10 good wrestling seconds?
Yes, yeah, I do.
Start the clock.
All right, fellas. This weekend is Hell in a Cell. So you know what that means.
The reigning champ is back.
Who gets the W? All right, it's a short card this week. All right, so first match. Roman Reigns, the SmackDown champion, versus his real-life cousin, Jey Uso, in the Hell in a Cell match for the SmackDown World Championship. Weezy, who gets the W?
Roman Reigns.
J-Ho,
Roman Reigns.
Coach Locke.
Roman Reigns.
Yes, unanimous Roman Reigns. Although Jey Uso has put up a great fight. He's become a better character, but they're not.
Do something off Raw.
Yeah. All right, next we got Drew McIntyre, still the Raw champion. Not sure how this is happening. Versus Randy Orton for the Raw championship. Who gets the W, Coach Locke?
Randy Orton.
Ooh, Weezy.
Randy Orton, the legend killer.
J-Ho.
Drew McIntyre for sure.
I'm going with Drew McIntyre as well. And lastly, the main event of the evening, Bayley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, versus Sasha Banks in the Hell in a Cell for the SmackDown Women's Championship. J-Ho, who gets the W?
Bailey for sure. Sticking with it.
Weezy.
Sasha Banks, because her last name is Banks.
The boss, Sasha Banks. And Coach Locke.
Sasha Banks, man. Seeing too much on Twitter about her not getting treated right. They got to do it.
There goes Coach, she getting the inside scoop again. You see that shit? Goodness gracious.
808s and chest socks retweeting. 808s and chest socks retweet.
Yeah. Dang. All right, and I'm going Sasha as well, man. It's her time. It's her time. She deserves it. It's been a long time coming, as the great Yo Gotti once said. And I'm going with Sasha Banks. Make sure you tune in every Thursday at 8 a.m. man, Central Time for the 808s and Chest Shots podcast. Meek is throwing those Nashville jokes around a little too loosely. Had to come at him with those Beale Street flipper guys. You know how they go on Beale Street in Memphis. But
Hold us down, Jeff. Hold us down.
You got to, man. Got to. All right.
Oh, I'm over it.
Definitely, man. Now, tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Starting to ache.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
That the revolution will be podcasted. And before we get started the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the listeners?
I do. This week's award recipient is University of Louisiana, LSU.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah, Odell Beckham received a 2-year ban from school facilities for handing players cash as part of LSU's self-imposed sanctions related to booster payments. LSU's initial findings determined that Beckham handed out right around $2,000. When it happened, LSU was warned that it could be a violation if he was indeed handing out real money. This is the thing. You mean to tell me that Odell could have gave $200 million to the football program and he would be okay, but since it's for the players, it is now indeed a problem. He has to stay away from all things LSU related for 2 years. Stay classy, LSU. Stay classy.
2 Chainz said it best on the NCAA song. He said it best.
Yeah, you did.
What'd he say, Coach?
You want me to eat? You want me to play? You better have a good grade like a good baby's hair. Mixed baby hair.
We're gonna let 2 Chainz do that one for sure.
But here's the thing, though. They're throwing Odell in the headline. He wasn't even the biggest offender. This was almost my worst of the week. They threw Odell under the bus. The booster was giving out no-show jobs for $150,000 to a 7th-round pick. A guy who eventually became a 7th-round pick, a booster got a no-show job worth $150,000 to his parents. That's the guy who got them in trouble. Odell, yeah, he was on camera wilding, but come on, LSU. Stay classy.
Nah, for sure. Weezy gonna get that out to him.
Yeah, that's gonna be prime. Nah, slow man. We're gonna get that slow man.
Yeah, nah, for sure. They gotta figure out. They gotta right their wrongs for sure, man. They're wrong for that, and it also has a lot to do with the NCAA and their rules too. They're just doing that. They're just following rules, man. You know, LSU just following rules. NCAA is the problem for sure. All right, you guys ready to get started first half?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's get it.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press podcast. Before we get started, I am J-Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Your boy Weezy, what it do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Locke, where can they find you at on social media, my brother?
They can check me out on Twitter or IG at Lock_the_great. That's THA. Get that man.
Yeah. What about you, Weezy?
I'm FSP_Weezy on IG. I'm at Weezy on Twitter. I let me.
That is correct. That is indeed correct. What about you, Jeff?
J Easley 84 across all social media platforms.
Sure, man. It's your boy J Hove on Instagram and Twitter. Have a conversation with me on Twitter. Twitter conversations are great. It's the reason why we have this show today is because of a great Twitter conversation for sure. So shout out to E with a great conversation we were having. It sparked the interest of the show, man. So shout out to E, man. That was a good find, man. Let's kick it off, Weezy, man. You got 3 and out, man.
I do. This week's 3 and out.
Mm-hmm. How many we give you though, bro?
You gave me. I asked for 5.
I want to get something
3.
that I would
Let's get
actually do.
That's facts. Here we go. Other than Ezekiel Elliott's 2 fumbles to cost the Cowboys the game, and Derrick Henry's 212 yards to win the Titans game, not too much went on this week that caught my eye. So we're gonna play a game this week. Who am I? Y'all ready? All right. Who am I? The quarterback edition. Who am I? 16 for 29, 216 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, passer rating of 50.4.
Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Dang, that was my guess. Gardner Minshew.
No. You got one, coach?
Wait. Nah, my boy threw. My boy Jimmy threw a touchdown.
All right. Time up. You got one?
Go ahead.
Time up. Teddy Bridgewater.
Why you do the black dude like that, bro?
Just listen. Another player. My goodness. 10 for 18, 119 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Passer rating of 54.9.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's Aaron Rodgers.
Back.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh,
Damn. Damn.
All right. 16 for 35, 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. A passer rating of 35.4.
There's so many. Oh my god.
all right, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Aaron Rodgers.
That's Aaron Rodgers.
We got it.
Yeah,
One more, we done.
Nah, that's 4, bro. Nah, that's 4. 3 now.
Three now. Get off the field on third down.
Get off the field. Get off the field on third down. Dude, crazy. Jeff, we are back with another FSP Fantasy Football Breakdown.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so
So
week
many
7, ladies and gentlemen. Start off with myself. Winston's eye exam at 4-2 versus Vandalay International. Shout out to Reagan. I am projected to win that one by 6 points. It's gonna be a close game. Bye weeks are hurting me this week, guys. All right. Next, we got the preseason champ, Shane.
they're
3-3
getting better.
versus Coach's Corner. Shout out to Coach
Oh
Wayman.
my god,
Coach Wayman is
yes.
projected to win that one. Coach Wayman is 2-4. This to get him back into contention. He wins that game right there. Now watch God at 3-3 versus Big Draco, also at 3-3. Shout out to Sean Wash and Chad. Big Draco is projected to win that one by a nice little margin. Now watch God need a little bit to fall in his favor, but we're gonna see how that works out. And we got the 1-5. You choose the side. Shout out to Weezy versus the 5-1. Kanye in 2024. Shout out to AB. It's projected to be close. We just got to make a couple of moves. Hopefully, I tried to make him a trade to get him a back. He didn't want to get him back. You know, so he want to roll
That's
with
the
JD McKissick and guys and
Shawn
such like
Michaels
that.
about to
And
kick
you
him
know,
in the
it is what it is. But shout out to Weezy. He's rolling with the squad. And next, the game of the week. TB12 memory loss. Shout out to D Harris at 5-1 versus A Royale with the cheese. Shout out to Twin also 5-1. This is a 6-point margin by predictions for D Harris. Game of the week in the fantasy football league. See how that turns out. And that is week 7, fellas.
Oh, Bones is my favorite.
Shout out to
Bones.
that, man. Weezy hit me up today, Jeff
Put it in
said.
the car.
Man, you know,
don't have to buy it
Fantasy
yet.
football has me, looking at football games different, man. It's really stressing
Money.
me out, man. I ain't supposed to feel like this. And I said, that sounds very similar, very, very similar to what me and Coach
Oh,
Locke
that
was
one's
saying when
even
we
better.
quit.
Very.
Fun, man. You got to get the fun out of it, man. You know what I mean?
Ain't no fun in that shit, Joe. Ain't no fun in that shit.
Not too lead Weezy.
Yeah, but
Oh, I
Yeah.
like Bones better.
all
You know what that was? Hey, Jeff.
Smelly
Getting
leg. It's the
Cause I-
stinky leg.
No.
every player I
They just
picked
changed it.
got hurt.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got it. Let's start things off with the NBA, man. 61-year-old Stan Van Gundy agreed to join the Pelicans on Wednesday as their newest head coach. Now, the Pelicans finished 13th in the Western Conference with a 30-42 record and missed out on the playoffs after going 2-6 in the NBA's restart in Orlando. Now, despite the disappointing finish, Van Gundy inherits one of the most exciting young rosters in the entire NBA, headlined by Jeff Scott, Zion Williamson, and also Jeff Scott, Brandon Ingram. Is Stan Van Gundy the man for the job in New Orleans?
Oh, nice. Very nice.
I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. Y'all go
Doing
ahead.
it like twice as fast.
I go. He wasn't. I don't think he would have been first choice for me. But if you look at what he was able to do with Dwight Howard, and if he can somehow mimic that with Zion, you have a nucleus already there with Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Zion Williamson. You build around those three, and you hope for the best. Like that, hope Zion takes his offseason
Oh, that one's so
seriously
sick.
and is able to, for the other people out there to care about these type of things, is able to work himself into basketball shape and still keep his athleticism and still keep what makes him Zion. You have a player for the future, and you have Brandon Ingram, who's going to be Kevin Durant 2.0, and you have a point guard in Lonzo Ball, who hopefully can keep his mental state together. Stan Van Gundy just hit the lottery, guys. He just hit the lottery.
I think so too, Jeff. I think Zion can help him out as much. Zion can help Stan Van Gundy out as much as Stan Van Gundy and Zion if they work together. I think so.
While Van Gundy was with the Pistons, the Magic, and the Heat, he built his reputation as a defensive tactician. For the NBA, with 11 full seasons he had between them three franchises, his team only ranked outside the top 10 in defense 3 times. The Pelicans don't have a good defense, so he's going to bring that defensive mentality to the Pelicans. Also, he's built around bigs before, like you said, Jeff, with Dwight Howard. He likes to play a lot of 4-out, 1-in sets, which will give Zion plenty of space to work, and you have your shooters outside that can spread the floor in JJ Redick, Lonzo Ball. B.I. can make that shot out there. The only thing that worries me, though, with Stan Van Gundy is his reputation for not relating to young players. He has a young roster. He's going to have to change adjust his no-nonsense approach in coaching so he can relate to these players and not beat them down.
Sure, man. Like you guys have mentioned, I think Stan Van's greatest accomplishment is what he did with Dwight Howard. He was the best version of Dwight while playing with Stan. Even though it ended the way it ended, he can do the same thing with Zion, man. The biggest thing that he has to do is develop Lonzo Ball into Jameer Nelson. Jameer Nelson under Stan Van was an all-star, y'all. So got to make them a playmaker that Jameer Nelson was.
Real
Similar to everything that they have going on. If you can get both of those guys going in the right way, because B.I. is going to be B.I. He's going to have to get some touches. You could turn the Pelicans into not only a playoff team, but a free agency destination, because everybody wants to play with the big name person. That's always been the case, starting in Michael Jordan all the way down now to LeBron James. If you're looking at the trajectory of Zion Williamson, man, that's where he's supposed to be. And Stan Van can do it if he can just figure out a way to unlock Lonzo, for sure.
All right, moving on. Sticking with basketball, but on the women's college level. The University of Connecticut paid out just under $250,000 to 7 women, including 4 members of Geno's 2014 women's basketball team, after the U.S. Labor Department ruled they were underpaid, according to the Associated Press. The 7 women included 2 law professors and 5 women in the school's athletic department. 4 of those women, Chris Daly, Sarah Darius, Marissa Mosley, and Cher Ralph, were all part of the 2014 women's basketball team, who was then coached by Geno. Now, the U.S. Labor Department found these women were underpaid based on what the university paid men in similar positions. The Labor Department added it still found a pay disparity, even when legitimate factors affecting pay were taken into account. These women will receive between $5,000 and $50,000, according to the Associated Press. Is this something that we will see start to snowball, I guess I should say, with other women's programs?
100%.
hope so.
Oh, you got Jeff. Go ahead. No, you
Yeah,
got.
I was gonna say, I hope so, man. Like the pay discrepancy in corporate America and the sports world, everywhere is rampant. Like I've had this conversation myself with people that are in the same field, and you hear questions, you get questions, and you hear conversations like, "Dang, she's only making what?" Like, and it's 2020. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just applying it to real life stuff, not even just the sports world that we consider maybe a fantasy world, because some of us weren't able to reach that level. So, no, I hope it is a snowball effect, man. Women deserve that.
Women work just as hard in sports. When it comes to women work just as hard as guys do when it comes to sports. I don't care if it's on the court, off the court, in the front office.
What up?
It all got to be done like the
I'm
same
just
way.
fucking around now because I got so good in the neighborhood that I need to celebrate.
Got to.
Most definitely, Weezy. I mean, this is gonna be.
Oh my god, it's literally the dance from this
around
video.
all the women's sports, not just college
That's
basketball.
too crazy.
This
He
is gonna
even
be
clapped
done
at the same
with football
time. Did
coaches,
you see that?
NBA coaches. This is huge for
I
women's
swear to God,
sports.
in this
This is
video they
needed.
go,
Gino's main assistant, CD.
this is my
the
shit
best
though.
coach in college basketball nobody talks about. She could have been a head coach 25 years ago. She's a major part of the reason that the program at UConn is.
Oh yeah, we're getting this
She
one.
deserves every penny.
We're getting
and
this
even
one.
more credit than she actually gets. Everybody that
Oh,
goes
come here,
there
Ruger.
praises.
Yeah, it's
CD,
Ruger.
talks about how great of a
He
coach
is
he
Ruger,
and that program would not
aka
be UConn.
Rookie.
And I know Gino gets all the credit, but CD deserves a lot of that
Come
credit.
here, Rookie.
They've done a lot for women's basketball.
You're a
Two
good
Dog,
boy.
the person that's going to get these recruits. The
Come
reason
on.
they get the recruits. You got a lot
Belgian
to do
Boo
Gino
wants to
and
say
Phil and
hello.
but
Come
CD's
on.
got to get more credit. So shout out
Come
to CD.
on. Yeah, he's a rescue
100%.
pit bull. He's like
All right, let's
new.
move on, man. This is a Weezy
Come on,
topic.
buddy.
World Series, guys.
Come on.
We got the Los Angeles
give you a
Dodgers
treat.
versus the
You want a
Tampa
treat?
Bay Rays. That's your 2020 MLB
Come
World
on.
Series matchup. With both teams are coming off a
Here he is.
7-game division
He's
series
getting up here.
and seem evenly
Yeah,
matched
he's
going
super
into the
buff, too.
series.
Look at-
And
look at those
with the
back
first two
muscles.
games, you can say they are evenly matched. It's 1-1 at the moment of recording. Guys, how do we think the World Series is going to shake out?
I think the Dodgers
It's
should
Ruger.
win. Probably in 6.
He's
Probably
come a
in
long
6.
way in the
If it goes
last
to Game
week.
7 and Clayton Kershaw's pitching, they're in trouble. He doesn't do good at all in Game 7 when the pressure's off. Not at all. But as long as he ain't pitching in Game 7 and they keep doing it, they should
Alright,
win
I
this
think
game
I got
in 6.
enough. That one's sick.
This is what I'm gonna say about this. The Dodgers are gonna win this series. Doesn't matter if it goes 6 or 7. They still have the Kobe blessing. LA has the Kobe blessing right now. They're just fighting through it.
Thanks for tuning back
playing
in, G.
well. And I even think if Clayton gets to Game 7, I think he'll pitch well. This will be the year that he will pitch well and close it out. And I have the Dodgers winning this series for sure.
Yeah, Jeff hit on a great point, man. Teams are very similar. The philosophies, their roster breakdowns. I just think the Dodgers are the more talented version, which is no knock on the Rays, who've been
What
the
does that have
second
to do
best
with-
team in baseball
That's a real
the
bit.
entire year. Dodgers just got the better squad, man, offensively and the pitching staff. And on top of that, you add in Clayton Kershaw, who, how we
80
mentioned,
buns?
has had trouble
Oh, hell
throughout
no.
the playoffs his entire career. He figured it out this year, man. He's been
Oh, that
playing
one's
pretty
funny.
well.
At his
You got
size.
Sager and Mookie, they're playing out of their mind. That's going to be the hardest thing as far as figuring out who's going to be World Series MVP between those two guys. So, but like Coach said, this is the year of LA.
Good boy,
Dodgers in
Rookie.
6 for sure.
One time for the Cuban Links on the field, on the diamond in the World Series. My goodness.
Hey.
Like a diamond.
Like the diamond, coach. Y'all
that
ready
was
to move on to halftime?
He did though.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, in case you missed it, Neymar, my guy, PSG, my soccer squad, shocked all of soccer when he agreed to become the new face of Puma. Neymar signed a $23 million per
that's
year
it.
deal, which
That
is
one's
the
sick.
largest individual
Dunk the
sponsorship
gun.
contract in soccer. 28-year-old ended his deal 2 years early with Nike after being
We'll add that one
with
to the
Nike
card.
since he was 13 years old. He was making 11 per year with Nike, which is no chump change, but Puma came doubled up. Now Neymar is the
Yeah, he's going
biggest
nuts.
star at the show at Puma, and his arrival
definitely
will
going
carry
nutso.
huge momentum. Can Neymar put Puma in the top 2?
This is well, he's in the right
Oh
sport. That's
my
where Puma
God.
excels more, right? It's Adidas,
For
it's
250, how
Puma,
can you not get
Nike's
that one?
making their way over there, but it's more so. It's more so those two.
All right, we're checking
but
out.
a question. We've talked about this before, real quick. Where is this bag coming from for Puma? Like, what are they doing? Like, this is a little bit.
I knew it was some bullshit when they had the
I'll
Puma
write it on
jet.
there for
That's
the
when it
rest of the
started.
world to
That's when it
see.
started. Nipsey get out the Puma jet with the Ace of Spades in his hand. Like, what they doing over there, man? Like, goodness.
I don't know what. I don't know.
Puma hit on the stock a long time ago and just now balling out from it. They hit on the stock about 3-4 years ago and it's just now receiving the benefits from it.
They've given out bags of
Never
money. You hear me?
mind.
Bags. Just giving it away. You get a bag. You get a bag. You get a bag.
They gave Kyle
Everybody
Kuzma
get
a bag. Like,
Yeah, nah, for sure. Here's the thing, though. To get them in the top 2, they got to get past Adidas. And that Yeezy effect is so strong with Adidas. Signature shoes are trash. Trash. James Harden, Dame Lillard, what's the kid's name? Donovan Mitchell. Big trash.
Dames are okay.
Hey.
Dames are
The
okay.
what?
Need a couple behind
Dames
the
are
back passes.
okay.
Dames are
Okay.
trash, dog. Trash. But then you look at Cole, and then the way what Adidas is doing, they can't compare to what Puma's about to do. They're about to have a Meek Mill AAU team, y'all. They're about to have a J. Cole AAU team. It's about to get started, and it's about to get crazy, and Puma's going
Go
to push
B-boy.
them. That's what they're going to go after, grassroots. And I think that'll help them get past, Under Armours, your Reeboks, who the hell knows what the hell they're doing. But to get to number 2, you got to figure out a way to touch a different audience, and they're doing that with rappers for sure.
That's who fumbled the ball. Under Armour. They had their chance to sneak in and get up under Nike with Steph and all those players. And Steph tried, but they just
That's
could
it.
never get the real good shoe for Steph for them to take over.
And they didn't have another person.
Under Armour was scared to like. One thing I can't say about Puma, they were scared to Twitter that line with the rappers and get mixed up in that. The other companies got a little scared, and it's costing them.
Dang. What's better,
The
that
only
one?
thing that's missing with Steph Curry, just don't have a swoosh on it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's
That
the only
was
thing.
sick
Man. You
as
should have never
fuck.
left Nike. You
It
gotta go get the bag. Go get
incorporates
the bag.
this into it.
Ain't no question. But to see Steph Curry, those shoes, man, Steph's my guy. I wouldn't be caught dead in any of his shoes. Not one pair. Man. All of them have been bad.
This song
It's
is
just the
so
logo, though. If that logo wasn't as aggressive as it is,
Oh my god, it's
Yeah,
a
but
music
Jay,
video.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry. What if you're 15 years old and you just not watching them play? Would you rock some Steph Curry's?
that's a great
He winked.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, hell
and
no.
people, and that's his audience. He's been
Yeah,
attacking
this
that
one could be
audience, the
good.
younger kids, the younger hoopers.
That was
But it all goes back to the cool factor.
floor swing.
And there aren't any cool rappers or singers or actors or people in the culture
Head spin,
wearing
here we
Steph
go.
Curry. You know what they're wearing? They're wearing
Big ass
Pumas
dude
now.
doing a head spin.
Facts.
Damn.
Yep, let's get it. Were you guys ready to get started with the second half?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
The second half is underway.
Dang, that was sick.
Second half, the biggest what ifs
Oh.
NBA edition. Before we get started, I am Jay.
No,
It's your
no.
boy, Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy. What he do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Episode 340, man. The NBA has had some of the best what if scenarios in all of sports, from different
Oh
draft
my God, this
selections
is
to
too
potential
funny.
trades. There are a lot of
That's it.
alternate situations that would have shaken up the basketball world as we know it. Many teams and players' futures could have been totally different had things gone slightly different. There's no doubt that a lot of things are born out of luck or just good timing. Many examples exist in the NBA's history. as the ones we will talk about today. Without further ado, FSP is here to analyze 10 of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history. We will start things off in chronological order.
Oh, right
First
to the beat.
before Weezy's time. Yo. For all of us watching a little bit of basketball, Len Bias dies of an overdose. Starting it off very somber, man. The Celtics' dominance, will it continue if Len Bias never passed away?
I mean, from what we've seen on 30 for 30 and all that, we got to say yes, right? Just off what we've seen, college, that 1 year, we got to say yeah, right?
Here's my thing. The way it fell, the way that draft pick fell to the Celtics.
I'm spending 15.
If you're the Celtics front office and you get Len Bias and you're coming back with a healthy Larry Bird, you're gonna get a healthy Kevin McHale, even though a little bit older, you're gonna, you can bring back the nucleus that you already had, and you add in that young piece that's athletic, that's dominant, that was gonna take the league by storm. Man, you had to have been jumping for joy to get that pick. So to answer the question, yes, this would have been the equivalent of the Spurs with David Robinson being injured and Tim Duncan falling in your lap, and then the dynasty starts again. There you go.
Couldn't have said it better, Jeff. The Celtics had lost in the 85 finals. They draft him in 86, and then they lose in the 87 finals. So if you put Bias on their team, they probably don't lose that finals. And then the next year in 88, they lose in the conference finals. So that's 2 series that they lost that they probably win if you put Bias on their team, because he'd have been a piece to put them over the hump, playing along those guys you mentioned, like Dennis Johnson and Robert Parrish. That's when Parrish was holding down the inside like that. So it definitely changes things for the Celtics, and I think it gives them 2 more chips at least.
Man, you guys nailed it for sure, man. Larry Bird coming off with 3 straight MVPs, winning championships, and you add in Lenny Bias, who's a once-in-a-generation type talent, very similar to like what Jeff said with Tim Duncan or Zion Williamson. People were comparing this kid to Michael Jordan, so at only 22, you lose him. It was huge, man. They had just come off one of the greatest seasons ever, won 4 titles in the 80s. This would have set them up throughout the 90s. And you put them alongside people like Reggie Lewis and things of that nature. It would have been more players there. And Larry Bird's career, I think, would have lasted longer because he ended up having to play more than he was needed to. This would have prevented him from being so weathered and overused to the point where he could have, rolled out in the sunset. But in actuality, he rolled out with major injuries, man. So that was the worst one. I mean, all of these it's a lot of bad stuff with these 10, but that was 100% the worst. Next up, man, Michael Jordan never retires to play baseball. How are things different in the NBA?
Let me start out. He probably won 8 rings, a couple more MVPs, and I don't think Hakeem Olajuwon would have this title right today. I don't. He won that second year, right? Roger Jordan retired. Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets would not have that title right today. 2 titles. Yeah, they wouldn't have had them.
All right, so I'll say this: if he doesn't retire after they beat, that was the Suns. After they beat the Suns and he doesn't retire, that means the next year, if they get past the Knicks, because the Knicks were loaded as well, and they did what they had to do that year. So if they get past the Knicks, that means they play Hakeem Olajuwon. I wish we could have saw that. I really do. One of those 2 years, I do think the Rockets beat them because they did not have a big man. They did not have a big man. If you look at that, we all watched that Last Dance documentary. You watch that team that came out and played after Jordan left. You gonna roll out Bill Wennington against Hakeem Olajuwon? You see what he did to Pat Ewing? See what he did to Young Shaq? And you put Bill Wennington out there? This is before Rodman and all that. So, no, man, I wish we could have saw it.
I believe the Bulls may win one more. Maybe win one more.
Yeah,
but after that, I think the dynasty is destroyed because of the beef going back and forth with Jerry Krause. He would have destroyed the dynasty, and I don't think Jordan stays in Chicago. I think he leaves along with Phil Jackson because of everything that was going on. I think the whole Bulls outcome changes. The whole dynamic is totally different here. And Mike might only wind up with 4 rings, maybe 5 max. But I don't think he stays in Chicago, and they definitely don't three-peat again.
Mm.
I think that they would have won 6, maybe 7 for sure. I do think that undefeated mark would have been blemished. I think they would have lost maybe 1 for sure. Maybe not to the Rockets, but maybe in a situation where I don't think the Rockets would have made it. I think teams would have tried to do a little bit more to get that push to get to Jordan, and a different trade would have happened. So I don't think the Rockets would have even made it. I think they would have beat the Rockets, because things you have to worry about with this is the fact that you might not get Rodman in between it. Horace Grant might stay, so in turn, it might be a little different of a team. I think that they would have got another superstar, though. Maybe like a Barkley, maybe like a bigger name person on that team if you don't get Rodman, because it was between Dennis Rodman and Charles Barkley, and they rolled with Dennis Rodman because of the fact that clearly, he's probably a little bit of a lower maintenance as far as day to day, because you're gonna have to get him some touches. You gotta get Barkley touches. You don't have to worry about getting Rodman touches though. So I think the 6-0 that would have been different.
I'm not sure what AS2 is.
Still 1-6 though.
Didn't Barkley say he didn't want to team up with Jordan? No, that's another reason they got Rodman.
Yeah, now that's true. He definitely said he didn't. I think Jordan said that too. I think they came to the conclusion that they didn't want to team up after Barcelona, because how hard they went at each other, for sure. Next up, we got Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway staying healthy.
All-Star too.
Let's talk about it.
Right?
It's not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, bro, hit me up.
If neither one, especially Penny Hardaway, if he wouldn't got hurt, I'm saying maybe 2 MVPs. Maybe 2 MVPs for sure. Grant Hill, of course, like they was comparing Grant Hill to Jordan, and he came from Duke, so that's not like that's what you wouldn't get no super athletic players coming from Duke. You're like, oh, he's from Duke. He coming from Duke and they comparing him to Jordan. So that speaks for itself.
That top 10 player of all time list would have been different.
Yeah, bro, send me an invite. I'll check right now if you already did or not.
Different, because both of them would have had an argument to be in that top 10 of all time list. Like we were robbed of seeing Penny Hardaway at his to mature, because he think about it, he only was playing 4 or 5 years. Like, so prime Penny didn't even happen yet. You know what I mean? So if we could have saw prime Penny and prime Grant Hill going against a mature, older Jordan, a young Kobe, like, nah, man, this would have, the top 10 list would have been different. Absolutely.
I agree, Jeff. They become 2 of the greatest players ever. Grant Hill was LeBron James before LeBron minus the size. He was a 6'7" small forward that could do it all. Before his injury, he was improving every year in the league. He was about to take that torch from Mike. That's all everybody was saying. The last season of the 90s, which is right around Mike's end, because he retired in 98, Grant Hill averaged 25.8, 5.2 assists, and 6.6.
Yeah, bro, just send me an invite. I don't know
then he went to play with T-Mac, but we were spoiled of what there was to be because of that injury. Then you talk about Penny Hardaway. He was Magic Johnson with more athleticism, better shooting, and great defense. There was nothing Penny couldn't do. You put a small guard on him, he gonna take him in a post him up, you done. You put a big guard on him, he gonna get by him, go to the rack, diamond, or finish by dunking on him. Not laying it up, he gonna dunk on him. So you see 2 of the greatest players ever in my eyes.
Those are facts, man. Starting off with Grant Hill, he was a once-in-a-generational talent, just like we talked about Len Bias, everybody else. What Grant Hill should have did was pull the Kawhi Leonard, not play on that ankle, and demanded a trade if things got a little spicy. Even go to Orlando. If Grant Hill's there in his prime, T-Mac's there in his prime, they were one player away, and that one player was Tim Duncan. He was all but ready to sign until Doc Rivers said, hey, no, you can't have your kids on the plane. That was literally the only reason why he didn't go to Orlando. So if you have that squad, dude, that changes the trajectory of the entire 2000s, which is insane, man. So, and even Penny Hardaway, you guys talk about him. We talk about Penny Hardaway on this podcast. Man, he's one of the greatest point guards, and he was poised to be a top 10 talent. Injuries, man, injuries. From 26 years old to 36, he never played a full season of basketball. Never came close to playing in the All-Star game. He's the biggest what if on this entire list for sure. I'm telling you, he got to be, Jeff, because at least we saw some good years in Grand Hill. We saw 6 good years at Grand Hill. We only saw 3.5.
I think we got one more on the bottom of this list.
Y'all think so?
That's up there. Coming up. Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's move on to Shaquille O'Neal, never leaving not Orlando, but Los Angeles, man. How would that look?
Man, this one right here. If Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe get along and never ever leave, and he never leaves LA, easily they win 5 in a row. Easily.
Hoverboard, he was
Shaquille O'Neal in his prime.
Did
Was the most dominant player ever in his prime.
shit.
And Kobe was coming into his own. Well, Kobe was already in his own. And they had the best coach.
Shaq wasn't in his prime.
Y'all don't think so?
He got a point, though, because Miami got one great year of Shaq. Miami got one great year of Shaq. Now, I'm not saying prime Shaq. It wasn't 2000, 2001 Shaq.
No.
But that Miami Shaq was great enough.
I think they win maybe one more chip. Because you got to remember, they three-peated, and then they brought in Karl Malone and Gary Payton, and they lost. They lost their series to win 4. At that point, Shaq was getting a little old, like you mentioned. He did help.
Look at this shit.
He did help Dwayne Wade, but at the end of the day, Dwayne Wade had to become the Dwayne Wade in that finals for them to win that.
Why there, Gary
Payton?
Like oh, you can't circle somebody while doing it.
Now, and
you
Kobe was starting to come into his own, but I think if Shaq stays, it slows down Kobe's process. I don't think we see that Mamba Kobe as early as we did. He eventually will get there because Shaq eventually will retire.
I'm just a
I don't
happy
think
fella.
we see that Mamba as early as we did if Shaq stays in LA.
Even Shaq said himself that series they played against Detroit, he was like, man, that was my fault. That was my fault. He said, me against Ben Wallace was barbecue chicken. That was my fault. He was too busy feuding with Kobe. They was supposed to win that chip easy.
Yeah, they were. But here's my thing. I'll take it a completely different way. I think if Shaq stays, Kobe leaves. Shaq stays, Kobe leaves. Like I don't think they were maturity levels were not where they needed to be for those two to coexist anymore. And the Lakers made a choice, and their choice was we got to keep Kobe. He's younger, and we're gonna ride with Kobe. So if they keep Shaq, Kobe's out of it.
That's a great point, Jeff. I just think that with that team, you put together one more run with GP, Karl Malone. You add in, Alonzo Mourning, Michael Finley, Antonio McDyess type of player, because it would have been great to see Shaq go from being the man to a sidekick like how he did with D Wade. That would have been a good thing to see. And I think if Shaq would have just, realized, hey, for the betterment of the team, I'm going to do this with Kobe instead of doing it with D Wade. It would have been interesting to see, man. I think they win 2 more, and then we'll get into a situation where Kobe becomes the man, and it's a little bit more of an easier way to get players to come there because it's more of a destination spot instead of Kobe fighting to get players there and winning. Besides that, I think Kobe ends up with 6, maybe 7 rings if Shaq stays, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Next up on the agenda, the Detroit Pistons draft Carmelo Anthony instead of Darko Milicic. How would things look?
If that happens, I don't think LeBron James would even last 7 years in Cleveland. I don't. That team was so good. The Detroit team was so good with veterans, which LeBron never had veterans. And Carmelo, with all the talent he had, he could shoot the ball. Everything LeBron worked on and what Carmelo already had as a young player, that team would have won another 2 chips. Made a real rough one.
Yeah, it changes that whole narrative on Carmelo because people seem to forget his Nuggets years and he took that team to the playoffs in the Western Conference as a rookie and all the things that he accomplished in Denver. People forget that crap. You know, they talk about they focus on the Knicks stuff, the Houston stuff, and the OKC debacle. But whatever. To focus on what we're talking about though, if he goes to Detroit with that team that they have,
Somebody my favorite one.
I'm with you. I think it's at least one, if not 2 more rings, because that team, the nucleus they had, yes, it was a mature team, but they ran it their way. And then Carmelo's the young gun that just comes in and relieves Tayshaun Prince and Richard Hamilton from having to do anything other than just play defense. You got him to get busted.
Said it best, Jeff. They possibly 3-peat. They already won the first title. Then, like you said, they bring Melo in. He averaged 21 points his rookie year. Would have helped ease their scoring. They might have not lost to the Spurs in 2005. Then that next year, they still made it back to the Eastern Conference Finals, losing to Miami, which could have possibly been their 3-peat. And it puts Melo in another echelon having those rings. Because that's the one thing everybody likes to say about Melo. He's great. He has all the individual accolades, but he didn't get a ring. You give him a ring, now people are going to start looking at Melo a little differently.
I think here's the thing we got to worry about with this, man. Carmelo Anthony's coming off a national championship. He sees his friends, LeBron James, having his own team. CCP doing his, the next year coming in doing his own thing. D-Wade doing his thing. And then you see Melo, he's going to be on the bench 2-3 years. That wouldn't have worked out. We wouldn't have seen the best of Carmelo Anthony. 100%. You're not playing. Who you gonna take out? You gonna take out Tayshaun?
Yeah.
Hell no. You're the only person on the team to play defense.
I don't think he'll be on the bench like that.
Tayshaun Prince was the defensive linchpin. He was switching 1-2s and 3s, y'all.
Or Jason Maxiell moves to the bench and they create the small.
Jason Maxiell didn't start.
Who was the 5? Who was the 4 then?
Rasheed.
Oh, well, that's even better. As you're right, Rasheed was the 4. Yes, even better.
I'm not putting him on no bench. Hell no. I think the Carmelo Anthony that we see,
Get it, baby.
He's just a regular run-of-the-mill basketball
Got a bum game.
Detroit. The best thing what happened to him was to go to Denver and have his own thing. Him going to Detroit would not have worked.
I think only reason I disagree with you is because you saw how Mel played with a leader like Chauncey. Because you with Chauncey gate, fresh off winning that national championship and learning how to be a pro without having to be a pro from day one. I think we see Carmelo be opinion Grant Hill. That top player looks a little bit different again because of Carmelo Anthony.
Richard Hamilton said that. He was like, man, if we had Melo, we'll win 2 or 3 championships. He said the only thing that we worried about with that was the fact that you're bringing in Melo and he's
All right, I got the paint, please.
A star already.
Not even a paint me, I guess.
Come off the bench. Even as an incoming rookie, to this day he still have a problem coming off the bench, y'all. You think we'd have been fine coming off the bench? Hell no.
But I think he would have.
All right.
What are you doing, baby?
He would have played. It would have been the equivalent.
Baby, it's such a long ass jump.
Good D, baby.
Let's move right along. You got
He hit his short already. He was a new bomb. He's gonna do this. Yeah, the touch to the basket.
You know what we say?
Yeah,
The problem
there we go.
with Braves was a problem. Braves was a problem, dude.
I got a bunch of different. Let's move right along.
This nigga is ass, bro.
What if this happened?
I don't know. But Brandon Roy, not only was he doing it, not only did he do it in the regular season,
That's good.
he was in the playoffs. He was a dog in the playoffs, so as a real. That's what you don't see.
Hey.
Did these rookies do that thing in the regular season playoffs? They get a little. He didn't get a little. Brandon Roy, he was a monster, man. He's a monster.
Bro. Y'all niggas, bro.
More so than Greg Oden, I hate what happened to Greg Oden, but to me, when I was talking about there's a player on the list that we're going to discuss that was the biggest what if, to me, it's Brandon Roy. As far as a 2 or 3, Brandon Roy was all the box.
Move the ball.
Going to get a bucket if he needs to. He made the right offensive play, made the right basketball play, no matter what was going on.
Here, back.
He jumped, he did everything.
Damn, you couldn't got me in the corner.
No wasted movement.
Go all the way.
Dribbling too much, climbing the rock. None of that. Brandon Roy was the biggest what if because this dude was a quiet superstar that we didn't get to see develop. Quiet star that develop into a superstar.
This could have been the next Kobe and Shaq.
What are we running here?
Forget.
We're back into the ball like that. Come
I'm
on.
point guard.
Because the Marcus Aldridge.
I know, but Tommy's just following you around,
When
calling
them
for the
guys
pass.
played together, they played a total of 62 games together. Their record was 50-12 in those games.
Pistol Pete.
50-12.
What up?
We never saw how dominant
We
Greg
gonna run it up after this, alright?
best years, we averaged 11 and 8.5.
All right.
But we did see.
Shit, I've been playing
Brandon
for a
Roy.
minute, though.
He was one of the
About
best
to
in
get
the
off.
league. Early, he was a 3-time All-Star, All-NBA second team, and
I'm
All-NBA.
better. I can show you I'm good. This is the league. He's not getting open. Y'all just doing all the bad
They
space.
don't get hurt.
He's not passing. He's just taking shots and shit.
Worse because Durant was passed up for Greg Oden.
Facts, man.
I'm tired of this nigga. He can't make a 3 or nothing. Like,
Getting no
awards. What's going on? Still low.
At the time, bigs were actually bigs. You can get 20 and 20, and you're an all-star.
Ooh, that was nasty.
NBA player. Then with Brandon Roy,
All right, he got the
you
move.
had that in his third year in the
Yeah,
league.
bro. He's not getting the ball from me no more.
In the MVP vote.
Here.
In his third year.
I see.
So you
my
had him
bad.
alongside
Pop that.
Marcus Aldridge.
Oh,
and he became
that. Let's go.
Oh,
Bounce.
I'm
player
trash.
on the team demanded a double team. Who
Barely.
is gonna guard? Yeah, man. This is the biggest
Can we
what
get a
if,
challenge?
and it's just
So that's the meta now?
franchise. Because before that, it
Oh,
was
get that. Throw it.
Bill Walton. Then it transferred to
Shot, boy.
Greg Oden and Brandon Roy. It's rough, man. The Trailblazers, man,
get that.
got the bad hand. Bad
All right.
hands.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. The Trailblazers didn't bounce back into the draft.
No, don't.
Game good.
You just shoot anything, bro.
That's when they didn't bounce back to the draft game good.
Here.
Let's move on to the next
Hello,
topic,
Rose.
which is the Derrick Rose.
That's what it is.
What if?
Go ahead, Joe. I'll let you do that one first.
Throw it to me.
Man,
Throw it to me. 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 We finna shoot up. I can feel it.
just man, it's hurt.
Nigga don't listen, bro. Give me the ball. I have 8 points, 8 rebounds. Bro.
Rounding back into
He's
a
playing,
Give me the ball, bro.
Playing like my teammate,
He's
dude.
a solid player. But Derrick Rose was exceptional. This isn't a solid, but this was must see TV whenever he played. That Rose, Noah,
When he does that. Like, niggas be so ass, bro.
Gibson,
Here.
those teams,
Here.
the Chicago teams,
Here.
man, that was must see, man. Just
Bro,
you couldn't stop him.
Hey, don't get this nigga the ball no more. You give me the ball.
Into his spot, he's getting his shot. Whatever you try to do, he's gonna do.
Throw it to me.
It's just sucks that we didn't get to see that.
Don't do that. Don't give me the ball. You
I think
fucking
if one team
bum.
maybe wins one game, maybe. But
Oh, no, I can't play with you if it's like that.
Right here. Oh, I'm getting my shit sold,
I
bro.
thought LeBron James was more
Fucking
talented
skills.
in my life until I seen Derrick Rose at a small level. at a smaller height.
Oh, he gave him the ball, bro.
He's putting that ball in
Oh my god.
like dunking.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. Better ball.
That MVP year, we saw with Derrick Rose.
Better ball.
That might be.
Oh, you guys are not seeing me?
Years,
I don't know how you guys are not seeing me for the fucking wide open fucking dunk every play.
I'm in the ball stealing this shit, bro. I'm mad as fuck, bro.
I'm gonna go out.
You're mad as shit, bro.
I've been under the rim the entire game with no one guarding me. I haven't gotten the ball, so I
outside of
don't want to hear it.
Becomes one of the greatest point guards.
He was doing his shit, I ain't gonna lie.
No, he was guarding me at the beginning.
I ain't gonna lie, Pete. Pete, me and you on the same team to be unstoppable, no kidding.
No King Noah, Taj Gibson, Carlos.
Who is that, Comp?
But the problem was,
Here.
was that Heatles time. That was 2011 where LeBron went to Miami with Chris Bosh and D Wade. So I think the
I don't know, man. We need the homie Baller to come through and be our shooter.
You have Carlos Boozer.
I got this homie who's hella good at shooting threes.
All those guys. I think that would have been the one thing that hurt Derrick Rose as far as winning.
If we were to get paired up with someone who's not a shooter, they could just camp out in the paint the whole game.
Left to go team up with somebody else. If he does that, now we can talk a little different.
I don't think.
Oh, you gotta hit that.
I was gonna say. I don't think he has to leave. I think he attracts people there.
Shit.
They coming to him.
I think they coming to him. That's what he. I'm not saying he wins more than 2.
Good stop.
But I think
I do all that. Good stop.
Simply because we look at that Eagles run with rose-colored glass. They had some tough matchups.
Good steal.
They had rough time with Boston. They had a rough time with the Pistons. Like they were pushed. You know what I mean? So I think they can come out of the East and they wouldn't have lost to that. Chicago could have beat that. So it woulda, shoulda, coulda, but I think Chicago could have been a spot.
Dumb shit, bro.
Here's the thing: Chicago was a destination spot for both Chris Bosh and, of course, LeBron James, and even Dwayne Wade. He wanted to go there. And they reached out to Derrick Rose.
Dumb shit, bro.
Any recruit. So you know what? He turns into Russell Westbrook, an MVP who was an exceptional
talent. That was booty.
Just didn't get enough help because he stood in the way of his own progress. I don't think that Russell Westbrook is as stubborn.
Ooh, okay. I need to start doing that move online. I don't know why I haven't done that.
Russell Westbrook would have been in a situation where he would like, hey man, come hoop with me. Derrick Rose was reached out. People reached out. LeBron's people, Kobe's people reached out. Derrick Rose was not answering the phone call. And that would be, I think we would just see the same thing. Derrick Rose, like you said, like he would just been a great Hall of Fame talent, not anything as far as championships.
One objection to that, though. One quick objection. I won't say it too long. If you remember, Carmelo signs his extension with the Knicks. He goes to Chicago, he goes to Houston, and he goes to New York. That's the if. If Melo goes to Chicago then, that's the year D Rose gets hurt. So if Melo goes then, it's a different ball. Different ball game.
I'm saying they reached out to D Rose, bro. D Rose didn't do no recruiting.
And I guarantee you, D Rose regrets that.
100%.
He's a kid self-confidence. But
that's one of them being young and dumb. You know, that's back when when I had
Ron
Red Monkey.
James is reaching out. Answer the phone.
Yeah, that's back when you used to walk around with Red Monkey jeans on and can't nobody tell you nothing. You gotta listen a little bit.
Move right along, man, to the next one, man. The NBA never vetoes the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers. What if
I still think that was the Mafia or something did that shit, because that came out of nowhere. I mean, I seen David Stern, in championship banner. When he won championship, he's on the stage, something like that. But I've never seen him come out and say, you know what, this trade is not going to happen. That was some, I don't know how they even, have y'all ever seen that happen before that? That was some Mafia stuff.
Well, he had to. Because at the time, the New Orleans Hornets were owned by the league. They didn't have an owner. So to keep that team attractive to somebody who wanted to purchase it, you had to keep the star on the team. Why would I purchase a basketball team with nobody there to come see? That's why the trade didn't go through. They were fleecing.
You hear me?
It looked like the Lakers were fleecing a team that couldn't.
I said we could throw lobs.
That's why he
let's get it.
Now, I'll step out on the limb here and say
Y'all can do that with each other. I'm not just doubt y'all about IQ. And if you guys see me from you, show me. I can try to shoot.
So they picked Gasol and I want to say Bynum.
LO. It was LO.
Yeah, I just got like a badge today. Like
that's a lot. It's a lot.
A badge.
But just remember what
I'm a fame badge at that.
Let's get it. I think it does, yeah. What was that, 2000?
I got range extender Hall of Fame. I should be able to shoot, and I got a custom jump shot on. And I have a 83. I should be able to shoot.
Together and they
I don't know what the fuck
still
is
shoot 2-point shots. That would hit.
I have a hospital right here too. I need the other guys.
Rondo, Boston.
Right there.
That's what I'm saying though. They were still shooting 2-point shots. Kobe could go in there and play with Rondo and
Yeah.
Dang, you look exactly like their
Chris Paul
entire
and Rondo
team.
go back and forth. Kobe could play with them. Now, after that,
Whose man is that? Whose man is that?
He was shooting
That's
from,
mine. I'm on him though.
Oh, he can't shoot.
I don't know
He
who's
can't
man.
shoot.
Jeff, I agree with you, Jeff. I don't.
Why is it doing all this animation? Bro?
Here, bro.
Just
see.
because of everything they lost, they would have been
Oh, you're right here. What's it?
in the depth.
Hit him with that fake next
because
time.
Yes, you have Kobe. Yes, you have CP3. Yes, you have Bynum. You still got Middle World Peace too, but
Hey,
the bench now
yeah.
goes to Derek Fisher, Matt Barnes, Steve.
slam
Gray.
that shit. Let's go.
And remember, this was the year before Kobe tore his Achilles. Now maybe he doesn't tear his Achilles if he has CP3 because he doesn't have to work as hard.
Hey,
what? David?
I'm not sure if it will give them over the hump. They still had to go through that Spurs
Kick it up
team
there. Kick it up there.
and that
Oh, it's
Thunder
all you?
team.
All right.
I don't know. If
Got
it
some
really
guys-
for a big man.
I respect that. I respect it.
They still have
Damn, bro, what's all these niggas on my team, bro? You some real issues.
This is what I'm trying to tell
I
you.
respect it.
That team with Bynum
That's
was
it.
in his prime.
Got it.
Oh, look.
Some young players on that team.
Oh, yeah.
That team would
Oh,
have
oh.
been.
Oh.
You know who they would have had to play?
Nice move.
It was
Hey, let me bang
Keep
it.
locking them up.
Yeah, let me score some. Nigga, let me score some. Damn. Let me score some. Do your job.
I'm happy with just winning 8 to
I'm in the
nothing.
park like that. I'm be in the park like that. You park like that. The shot different on this bitch than in career mode. So, you know.
And we would have
I
found
ain't career mode. Hell no. Career.
wanted to see.
I'm so career. I'm sleep. Giannis in the corner. Man, what's wrong with career?
Got the best. And the Hornets did.
Back to Barnes, bro.
Like what y'all was saying. They still would have had Pau Gasol. They
He
still
said,
would
the
have
young
had
nigga.
Kevin Martin.
He said, that's a bomb.
Pass it. Pass it.
Louis Scola's on
I'm gonna be around way back here. It's all this young
the
nigga.
Hornets.
Oh, the Hornets.
Bah!
Oh, you talk about blood.
I think it would have helped out both
That
sides.
nigga cold. Nigga, ice cold. Middle's
He
was not
basketball in those finals.
think he LeBron or something. He could just bang out on anybody, huh?
Let's
Let
move
me hit
right
that,
up.
baby.
All the way, y'all throw it like that. Y'all be throwing it weird. Right here, bro.
Listen right here. This was watching the Heat.
What's up with this nigga? How many?
In that first finals when LeBron won.
No, I was five, fool.
And they gonna
Nigga,
That Doncic,
man. Stop
they got a
serious.
pull up like
squad. They
Doncic.
gonna be that next year. I thought this was gonna be, you know.
Let me bust that one thing.
And Golden State.
I was trying to box you out, bro. I was trying to box out Comp.
No, he's a 3-point play. He's a 3-point
They
playmaker.
got the big head.
Yeah, oh, the other nigga Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no kidding.
I think so.
Pass it.
I'm trying to shake him. Hold on. Man, this should be street ball, triple nigga or something.
Okay, so
Yeah, right. Pussy. Hold up.
Ooh, that was it.
So instead of
Nigga, the string like or something.
they headed and traded him too soon.
Good rebound. Good hustle.
I need more badges, bro. We don't need more badges. I need dead eye. That's next. For sure.
If they don't panic and
Yeah.
let this team play themselves out in
What is they doing?
playoffs to kill them.
Time out.
Playoff season.
Let's make a trade.
So two things have to happen.
Make a trade.
That was late. That was late.
It's a repeat of the final. They running right back.
And Sober nigga body here. Look at this.
And I think they win that.
What the fuck is that?
They've been
That's gonna be a next set too, again? I only got one finishing down, bro.
I ain't gonna get a lot of money. I can try to win another one and see what happens. Because I can go get money a few years later. I can go maybe 2 years, something like that. See what happens, and then money. So I think it does change that dynamic, and I think
Sorry. Y'all whooping a nigga feet. Young nigga blood, cuz.
$10 million. Sam Preston decided
Let him up, man.
$10 million, and that was the end of the
Hey, man, good game. Hey, whoop a nigga feet with these weak niggas up our feet. You suck your dick, nigga.
Good foul.
Hard to find a player like Serge Ibaka.
I'll pass it, man.
Make sure we're staying man up.
Don't step on my court, bro. I got bro. Dirty ass.
Whoever they are. And I think
This nigga.
of the entire franchise by letting James Harden go. He's not in
Yeah, you get him off the court, bro. Oh, yeah, man.
Who's mad at that?
Put your feet over here, bro. Fuck feet, bro. Nigga, why you worried about that?
Them playing that type of basketball.
Bitch, because his feet on your court. Like that funky ass court. That ain't no reason I last court.
I know, fuck, bitch. That's why you finna get off my court, you bum ass bitch.
Bitch, it's just stay your place, little nigga. You talk to me like you crazy.
Dirty ass bitch, I'll fuck the fuck out your dirty ass.
Got nothing else to say, you stupid ass. You wouldn't know the cutty. You sleeping.
Hey, stay focused.
Go to state capitalize on
I heard it, man.
They would have dominated the way the Warriors
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Give me this Ray Allen buster,
I don't
nigga.
think Steph Curry wins the championship.
I feel like all niggas like you.
What's up with this little nigga, bro? Pass that bitch on my mama.
Oh, it's over.
Golden State Warriors.
Oh, what was that? What was that? Guard the paint, guard the paint.
Hold on, bro.
Alright, we just need one good layup. One good layup.
Nigga, fuck naps. Nigga, fuck you talking about?
You said naps. I'm not from neighborhood. Weird ass, slob ass little boy. Shut your mouth. He said I am not from
Let's go.
Nigga said naps. Bitch, I'm from Franklin's. Nigga, shut up.
In 2016, thank God that Draymond got suspended. I'm be honest. Thank God he got suspended. That was nobody
still out there.
And because if that wouldn't have happened,
niggas be thinking they joints. Y'all be thinking y'all joints.
Lord knows what happened. Lord knows, like LeBron, like that shapes up everything. LeBron's career. I don't even know if LeBron's in LA right now. He was going away with him. He could have joined Golden State.
The weird thing about this is, you know, I don't.
Gotta work on
I
that.
think they want more rain to what they already have, because Kevin Durant, from what the stories we are able to read now. Now, mind you, we weren't in the room, but apparently Kevin Durant's mind was already made up that he was going there. So if you think about it, they don't lose. They beat OKC. They come back from OKC 3-1. Then they don't lose their 3-1 lead to the Cavs. They win that chip. That's back to back. And then Kevin Durant says, "Well, I'm still going," and he goes there. And then they become the super duper team. And
He's packing the bag of toys.
That's the NBA never had. That's not the Celtics with Bill Russell. It's only on like reels and stuff like that. They really have video of.
100% correct, Jeff. Because now you're talking about a team that possibly might win 5 in a row. Because it gives them the three-peat, and then you bring in Kevin Durant. And it definitely changes LeBron James, because now he doesn't have 4 rings. We don't know. Like we just mentioned, we don't know where he goes. We don't know if he stays in Cleveland. We don't know what he does. And it also, like you said, mentions the Warriors because the knock on that Warriors team is, yeah, they went 73-9, but they didn't win. They didn't finish the deal. Now you talking about a team finishing the deal, three-peating, getting Kevin Durant.
Disrespected the nigga who did that.
This changes the trajectory of the entire NBA because Kevin Durant has been on record saying he wants to play with Doc Rivers. He goes to play for Doc Rivers with the Clippers. They've always had a hole at the 3. There's never been a small forward that played for the Angeles Clippers until Kawhi got there. Put him with the Clippers. KCP had been traded
on that initial cut.
He was still there. You put him there. The West.
I
guarantee
the
Warriors don't win those championships. Blake, DeAndre, who was there, who's KD's guy. With Doc, that's a different thing. He goes to the Clippers, he runs those championships, and then he ends up somewhere else again when the Blakes leave and things of that nature. They had enough money to sign one person,
he likes
and
to
it was
shoot.
gonna be
I got my highs on. Fuck that those shits. Got my highs on. Y'all letting the Hispanic with a do-rag cook y'all up.
But real quick, like you said, 3P, that would have been a back-to-back. That would have been a back-to-back year, not a 3P, if they beat them that year. So they would have won the 4. They would have 4P'd. Because I still think Kevin would go. I know. What you're saying, Jay, makes total sense.
Get chased down
and what we're reading, what we read after it happened, his mind was made up. So I just think that all it does is give them one more run.
KD's not joining that team if they already did a 3.
But they beat him. He still joined them. What's
they can live in the white shirt and he had black shirt, and then they'll take A2.
And the best thing to do is go to the best coach
the fuck?
Say that again. You want to switch?
Yeah, get your man, nigga. Don't worry about nobody else, man. Get your man, nigga.
I don't think KD. I don't think.
Alright,
Listen to that.
You can't stay in front of him.
It wouldn't have been.
You can't stay in front of him. I can help. Here. Sometimes they can just out-sprint you if you're a big guy.
But he would have been.
That's why I just say y'all line up.
Guard on man, buddy. Guard on man, buddy. Stay on your man.
KD, Blake, and DeAndre. Bro, come on. Come on.
That's a squad.
That's a squad.
Man, guard your fucking man.
He didn't do that because he wanted to know. He knew that he was the piece that could get him past LeBron James.
Let's go, baby.
I hope he enjoyed it. That's the easiest one he could ever get in life.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. He got 2 easy ones for sure. Yeah,
No, don't reach. If he blow by you, I got the pick up, alright? All y'all need to do is get y'all man on the perimeter, bro. If they come in the key, I got him, bro. Get him, bro. Get him.
Don't forget to pull up on the
YouTube.com/. Go all the way. Not the more. Go all the way.
Patreon. The link is in our link tree located in the iTunes page for sure. Woo. Hey, that Derrick Rose.
All right, they're feeling the defense now.
He blew his own self.
Hey. Lob.
That's too bad.
Couldn't tell him nothing.
Size 40s too. Yeah, size 40s.
Yeah, the Beach was on. Yeah, Easter egg forces, man. You couldn't tell him.
I wasn't that long, but that's 2004.
That was bullshit.
2010, bro. When nobody went.
Easter egg forces, man.
Fire.
Yeah, tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment. Thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page.
Let's go. Come on.
More importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend in the Easter egg voices.
Nope.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Man, why is your man always open, huh?
Coach Locke.
Get a drummer song.
The Revolution will be podcasted.
Hello. You trying to dunk it and he did that.
To the Full Sport Press podcast stage. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Travel. Ooh. Pass it.
Bro.
Nice.
When I get takers over, bro, all we need is 2 stops. We need 2 stops. Guard him, bro. Just stick him. Stick him.
Oh my god. That's what you want, right?
There's one. There's one stop.
One more.
That's what you wanted, right? You need to stay right here.
Let's go. Here.
Push it.
Oh no!
Get it.
Oh, I was coming back.
What up?
Get him.
What up? Turn up.
Let's go.
Well, they can't contain me out here. Blinds up.
Now, all we need is one more stop. You just got 2 stops. One more.
My stats are hella good. Like, they show people's stats. Your average teammate grade.
On the way.
Take the cherry pig now.
Average points per
Nah,
game.
nigga, I just said plays.
Come in on the outside. Just stay going outside.
Oh yeah, right. Down.
I tell you, nigga.
Here. Lob.
Jumping on that other jump shot. This is not the part.
Shit.
Jump at that. Come on, stop playing around with these niggas. Throw it.
Here. Oh, nice move.
Good backwards.
He's gonna pass it. He's good for him.
Game point.
This is the score that we do.
Good. Literally. Hey. Oh,
Game point. LeBron layup. That's my only point of the game. Got that A. My fucking celebrations aren't working.
Yeah.
I have more
I'm at
assists.
94.6%. I need like 2 more games.
Happy birthday. My best of the week, Tua Tagovailoa, man. He was on live and informed his followers that his guilty pleasure music was indeed Shania Twain. The video caught the eye of Shania Twain.
I think you guys should know that I'm streaming right now. So, you're live.
Oh shit, we play Switch.
Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Oh shit, here we go.
All y'all gotta do is stay in front of your man, bro.
Who's got the
They don't
two-way
have no good
finisher?
big. Hey, switch. Hey, no switch. Hey, Pete, you guard the guard, alright, Pete?
Look at this, Jesse.
Hey, Pete, you don't guard the guard, alright?
I want the ball.
No, you guard the guard. Guard the play shot. And let him guard the two-way finisher, because all two-way finisher can do is dunk. And I got the key. So switch with him on defense. Guard the leg in the pink shirt. Give me the ball, too. Easy, buddy.
Alright. So pink is point guard.
Good blue. I mean, good pink. Yeah, good pink.
Let's go. Worked right there.
Good pink.
Bro, you gotta change your shirt. Everybody wears a fucking black shirt out here.
For me?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot
I
I'm
said good pink. Yes. Love it. Get that boy. Put him on crank. Let him feel. Get him. Switch. on, Pete. Okay. Good B. Hey, CQ with me. Hey, white shirt, CQ with me, right?
That guy's the biggest threat.
Alright.
That guy's a 96 overall. In the blue shorts.
That's my boy. Come on, Pete. That was my fault, bro.
Oh, my bad.
Go. There we go.
We got competition this game, baby. I need to step
Hey, let me
up.
post them up. If you don't want to throw it out.
Nice. Alright, that's what you need to shoot it like every time. Just memorize that shit.
Yes.
I got ball. I got ball.
Sit midi, bro. You can sit midi. Oh, we a bomb, bro. We ain't gotta worry about him. All the way. No.
Bang! It lags too.
I was trying to fake him out so I could throw him to him over there. That's all I was trying to see if we can move.
So you gotta be like,
Oh, too much congestion.
Oh, that's too big.
like that.
Go with the play shot.
Oh, that's Satan. I'm getting robbed by him. That nigga was 63.
I'm a 65.
I need to start
You
scoring.
a 65?
I'm just playing. Nah, I'm not a 65.
Nice. Forced turnover.
Come on, man. I'm on a fast break.
Come on. Hey, Pete, when I'm doing that, be down there with me, right?
Alright.
So you can try to get the board.
I was gonna give him an animation, if anything. Switch. See now.
Get in there, stay for them, stay for them. Oh, shit, brought a bounce. Come on, let's go. That nigga just cost you, I ain't gonna lie.
No, he didn't cost me. He ran out of bounds.
That nigga made you go in their circle, nigga. That nigga just broke your ass,
Hit him,
bro.
hit him.
That's why you acting like niggas don't get delays. Hey, bro.
There you go. Oh, how'd I miss that?
Throw it back, throw it out. Yes, that's your shot. Immediate.
My shit is broke, bro. I gotta fix it.
Don't think that.
I know, I'm gonna pump fake it.
Take that.
I just not green, oh my god. Not no more, nigga. I need to shoot a micro. This shit is bullshit.
Talk to me.
Ooh, inside. Right here, baby.
Board. Bobby.
Now they're jumping around like idiots. We just gotta make a good play here.
Hey, man, you get the rebound, go up.
Probably got my wrong jump shot on. I gotta see if my other jump shot is on. That's probably it.
Ooh, he beat me down.
Oh, this game's ass, bro.
Stop shooting, you're showing.
I cannot tell who is who. Everybody gets
You know I got on.
You got the same exact shirt and haircut as that other dude. Oh my god. Illegal screen.
Illegal screen.
So they didn't count it?
Don't take that, yo, cold.
There you go.
Go.
Yep.
Bro, I need you down there, bro. I'm not gonna make that every time, but I need you down there, bro. That's what I keep telling you. I need you down there. Good take.
I got ball. Oh, you got.
No. You got ball.
Slow down, do not take it.
Oh.
I tried to over it.
I need some passing, is what I need. Shit. Oh. Now I'm forcing it.
One ball in his face.
Keep that ball moving. Keep that ball moving. What was that? That was horrible. That was a great play. That was a great play. Really good possession.
I got y'all. Give me the score. Good shot. But still, all the way. No.
Our D is there. It's just our offense that needs to get better. We need to keep that ball hopping
It's
around.
me. I'm not gonna lie, it's me, but it's like I got delay on this game. Like it's super laggy.
Alright, let's just mix it up. Keep them
I'm
guessing.
flying all over the place.
See? That's what we do. Pass, get them jumping, and then get the open layup. Because passes look like shots, so a lot of times they'll press triangle when you're passing. Oh, I can't believe he got there on that one.
Oh, he got there.
Here. Yeah. All right, one more. They're on fire, but we can get one.
Hurry up, throw it to me.
Wow, he didn't finish?
Let's go.
No.
Let's go. Almost a double-double.
Dog shit, bro.
I don't know why I can't do my fucking little take for some shit, bro. He's not doing anything. He got the funniest shit. Yeah, we've still got a ton of TC we can spend.
Man, it's the same as always.
But,
underscore.
Go to the next court. On score.
I can't believe, honestly, that we've won like 3 or 4 in a row. I mean, these guys aren't that good.
Well, you should have, my brother.
Like, this dude is the worst shooter. Ugh. And they just don't pass me the ball. I don't really want to. I can't believe we just beat like a bunch of 96 overalls and shit.
Jeff, where can they find you, my brother?
I don't know why
Easily
he
84.
keeps doing that.
Social media platform.
That's a fact. That is a fact. And I'm J-Hove on Instagram and Twitter. Find me on Twitter. Let's have a conversation. Sure. And it is youtube.com/sports-podcast. Join the team. Got giveaways for us.
How do you choose who you listen to?
Let's kick it off, man.
We're in a squad right now.
Something
I think that's what it is.
we talked about in the first half. NASCAR. NASCAR said Thursday that after an exam.
What kills me too is that it disconnects and then
showed only one noose.
you go to
The
reconnect.
entire track is found in the garage of an African American driver. The only
Where we going?
driver
But it doesn't pop up. I know, that's another thing that's killing me. I don't know why I keep disconnecting from the thing.
Was fashioned into a actual hanging noose. The question I have for you guys is this a noose? Yes or no?
Damn right it was a noose.
Yeah.
It looked like a noose. It's twisted like a noose. Damn noose. Like, I'm done. It's NASCAR. People are fighting because they don't want to let go of their southern head and their flags and all this other stuff. Yeah.
You're damn right it was a noose, like you said. Ain't no question about it. It's a damn noose. How is it that all these pull ropes are in these garages, but it just so happens that after this man speaks out about these issues, that he just happens to see a noose in his garage. Just right after he speaks on it. It's a damn noose.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like how they trying to cover it up and say it wasn't a noose. I'm glad the pictures came out so everybody can see it's a damn noose. Because it's a damn noose.
Why is this doing this?
Before we watched Ali, you didn't know that's what they were saying in the song.
What was he saying?
Ali doing that.
Well, yeah, it's the name of the song. I know.
You didn't know what it meant though?
Mm,
Where it came from?
no, guess not.
The rumble at the time. They had all of Zaire behind them. Crazy. This whole song is about Muhammad Ali. You listen to it. I'm gonna form and grill. 55
Classic team. You white classic team.
I'll tell you what, nigga, I want my 4 points. Stop.
Check this out.
Oh shit, oh shit. Damn. Wow. Oh.
Look at this. These guys are still out here in the blue jerseys. To the music. Watch this one. I'm probably pissing that guy off right now. I think I muted him, so. Stroke just went viral. So penalty, we like to keep it on high.
Oh. I was talking about Giannis. I said, slide through, and I went second or second where you go.
Here we go.
Bro, there is just so fucking many different things that you can pick from as your emotes. Like, there's probably 20 different types of dab dances, 20 different hitting them folks. There's just like a whole category of B-boy. That's the one I was in. I was listening to BTS, and he did the dance from the video. It's so clean. Dude, I put on the dance right as I put on the song, and it went right to the thing. Right when he clapped, he was, dude, it was so funny. Matter of fact, that reminds me, I gotta see why my shit wasn't working. Did it again.
I don't have park limits. Woo! John donated $99. What? Holy crap. Get your refund, motherfucking dick. Wish that's all you. I'm done hooping. It's been an all-day affair. I got a lot to work on when it comes to helping make the stream better. Need to get rid of that bullshit where it keeps disconnecting somehow. And yeah, maybe I'll look for a new theme come Halloween.